lovelies, and welcome to another tutorial with me, Miss Dayla Lovely. In this video, I'll show you how, with a little contouring and a little highlighting incorporated in your foundation routine, you can really cover up those acne scars. First, I apply a moderate amount of L'Oreal Age Perfect SPF 15 cream all over my freshly washed face, and then I let it set for a while before I proceed on. After I apply my daytime moisturizer, I fill in my brows, but for some reason my camera didn't record that part, so it's on to the next step, which is cleaning up my mistakes. In order to cover up any stray marks or maybe some stray hairs, I take the concealer in an angled concealer brush and I closely trace the bottom of my brows and smear the concealer away from the filled in brow. Then I repeat this step on the top. I closely trace the top of my brow, still smearing the concealer away from the brow. My IMAN concealer and cover up any acne scars I might see, and I add a little extra for those really stubborn dark suckers. Next, I'm going to create a triangle on my face with one leg of the triangle starting from the inner corner of the brow, going all the way down to the bottom of my nose. Then the other leg of the triangle is going to start with the outer edge of my brow, working its way across the top upper portion of my cheek and meeting the other leg. Now I'm going to take my finger, dip into the concealer, and fill in the triangle or V I just created by working my way up to right under my eyes. Make sure you gently dab the area underneath your eye because that spot is very sensitive. I also use my finger to add concealer to both eyelids and in between my brows. Next, I take my L'Oreal True Match in the color W8, and I also take my True Match in the color N8 and mix them on the back of my hand. I take my foundation brush, gently dab it into the mixture I just made on the back of my hand, and pat it all over the areas excluding the top of my forehead, under my eyes, and the top of my cheeks. I do apply foundation to my lips because they are slightly darker, and it helps neutral colors and bright colors show up on my lips just a little bit better. Next, I take a slightly, and I mean slightly damp, beauty blender and blend out all the harsh marks on my forehead and on my neck. I also make sure to get along the jawline as well. Next, I add an exaggerated amount of translucent honey loose mineral powder onto all the concealed areas under my eyes. This step helps prevent cracking of the concealer in the future. I set the rest of my face using a True Match powder. Now here's the fun part. We're going to contour the face. I take a dark powder that I've had laying around, and I start with the top of my forehead and I bring it into the hollows of my cheeks. And I repeat this step until I see the right dimension or depth of color I want to see. Then I continue the contouring process and bring it to my jawline. Now it's time to dust off all that extra loose powder you've left sitting under your eye and blend in all the powders now. But you don't want to blend in too much, especially the areas where you contoured. You want to leave that just a little bit defined. Next, add a little bit of bronzer to a few key areas. My chin, the top of my T-zone, and a little bit on my cheeks. Now I'm just trying to make my cheeks pop by adding some blush and some shimmer powder I found lying around. Alright, there you have it. Here is the finished product of my foundation routine. You don't see any more scars, do you? And here's what it looks like after I add my shadow and my gloss and my lipstick. Oh no, it's raining now. It's raining, it's pouring. I wish I could be snoring. Okay, so when I started the video, the sun was out, but now it's gone. It's pouring outside. But okay, this is the finished look. And I did not put any falsies on, just use a really great mascara. And instead of using the blush I used before, it wasn't really doing anything for me, added this one right here. I don't know what it's called, but it looks kind of peachy, corally. It gives like a more youthful glow. So yes, I am now done. A little bit of contouring, some highlighting, and yeah, I like it. You like it, you can try it. Anyhow, rate, comment, subscribe. Till next time. Bye, people.